Hello, welcome to the Tuesday Night Music Show. We've got Brian Kay joining us from Scranton. Hey, Brian.
Hello.
We've got Matt up in Minneapolis, St. Paul, wherever he is, Twin Cities somewhere, one of those cities or one of those suburbs or something. Where are you anyway?
In his living room.
Suburb of Minneapolis.
Suburb of Minneapolis. Okay. And we've got Eric from New Hampshire.
Woburn,
But he's in Woburn, Mass now.
Yeah.
He keeps changing his place. And of course, we have Mr. John Cawley.
Hello.
From the Boston area as well. I'm assuming you're in Boston, but maybe you're not.
Pretty close.
See, I'm actually in the city of Milwaukee. And Brian's actually in Scranton.
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, I'm the only one who's really from where I say I'm from. Milwaukee, that's it.
I'm from Carbondale, Pennsylvania, but it's 15 miles northeast of Scranton.
Okay, well.
But I'm not a suburb.
I'm actually in the city of Milwaukee. We had a big event here once. Well, not a big event. We had an event here yesterday that I put together. And if anybody's interested, I'll talk about that later. But the first thing we should probably talk about is what happened last night. We're all in here talking, and all of a sudden, John gets up and walks away, never to return. What happened, John?
I was hungry. That's all it was. Just didn't want to sit here eat 4 slices of pizza in front of you guys.
Okay.
And then after 45 minutes or whatever it was, I was like, I can't go back now. I've been gone too long. They've already written me off. They've already sailed a different course.
Oh no, we did not write you off. We were speculating what happened to you.
Speculation, that's always fun.
And I had a theory.
Abducted? No.
And the more I thought about it, the more I thought this sounds like the chorus of a song. So Matt took it upon himself to go into an AI program and have AI write a song around this chorus that I wrote. My theory as to what might have happened to you.
Okay.
And I think we got a hit.
Seriously.
It's good.
Okay.
In fact, Robin wants a copy. Robin loves the song.
Wow. That's good.
Would you like to hear it?
Of course, and AI generated shouldn't trigger any flags. So if we play,
that's what I'm thinking. It's safe.
We should be clear because it's not going to check any.
Right.
Hit any algorithms or anything.
Shouldn't.
Okay.
So let it roll.
Let's find out. And if it does, it's John Young's problem. That's how I'm looking at it.
Well, we get to hear it.
Right.
You just can't monetize.
The group gets to hear it. If nobody else does, they don't. Whatever. But I hope they do, because I think we got a hit on our hands.
Okay.
It's catchy as hell. I played it for a blog. She's like, damn, that's a catchy song. The stuff Buddy does is terrible.
Thank God he's not in here right now.
He's trying his best.
But it wasn't that hard. You have to write something. And I wrote something that sounded like a chorus. And AI said, oh, yeah, I can do something around this. This is only based on what my theory was last night.
Okay.
So I'm going to do screen share.
Let's see.
I'm going
to play you this hit.
This soon to be charting single.
And John, if you decide never to speak to me again, I've enjoyed our friendship, and I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. I totally get you. It's fine.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Essentially by Matthew and I and AI. We did it together. So here we go. Ready?
All right. Yeah, let's see what we got.
John Cawley met his fate one day in the strangest kind of way. Sat on porcelain thrown so high, bid the world a fond goodbye. No heroic feats or daring tales, just a quiet end in bathrooms fail. Left his shoes by the kitchen door, gone forever on that tile floor. John Cawley died on the toilet. wave just to flush into the grave. Missed his chance for one last laugh, made his exit from the bath. John Cawley died on the toilet, life mixed with humor and annoyance. Said farewell without a sound, left this world without being found. No parade or big goodbye wave, just to flush into the grave. Missed his chance for one last laugh, made his exit from the bath. John Cawley died on the toilet, life mixed with humor and annoyance. Said farewell without a sound, left this world without being found. No.
Sorry, I had to be done.
I'm Casey Kasem, coming in at number 5 this week.
Isn't that catchy as hell?
It is catchy as hell.
I'm Casey Kasem.
You know, Elvis should have been so lucky to have such a serenade written about him.
John Cawley died on the toilet. I mean, I heard the chorus, like, this is a song.
That's...
And it worked.
Yeah, AI is pretty talented when it hooks things up like that, so...
It reminded me of a little at the beginning of like Rick Springfield at first.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go 80s. I didn't think it was going to go pop punk, but that's okay.
I thought it kind of had a group about it.
Yeah.
We tried a country western and it just wasn't as good.
Yeah.
That was the first one we punched in, and Matt got it right the first time. Every other incarnation of it got worse. We spread gold on the first one.
Lightning in a bottle the first time.
I thought it was catchy as hell.
That does have a ring to it.
And you have to rewrite a few of the little things, but you did a pretty good job.
Sure, yeah.
But it's not any worse than anything else you're hearing right now.
Pretty much.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Right? Use
And you know what?
chords and bridges, and the build is nice. I'm like, that's catchy.
Yeah, you know what? It's all behind you now, John.
That's it. And I live to tell the tale. Just a flush into the grave.
Get you a copy of John Cawley Died on the Toilet.
Yeah.
So you can
be my sound check mute tune now.
Play it at your next gig. Yeah.
No, for sure.
We had a lot of fun with that. And I'll be honest, man, I went to bed last night at about 4:00 in the morning. And about every 2 minutes, I started laughing so hard that I had to like hide my head under the pillow to not wake Blanca up because I just kept thinking of John Cawley Died on the Toilet.
Sometimes you just strike gold, you know.
I thought we did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the song or the mirror over your bed that made you, keep laughing. But
one or the other.
It's kind of that earworm type song that it's just going to be like you find yourself humming it during the course of the day. Like,
no, I'm
taking it straight to number 2.
And the music, the music.
All we need is number 2.
The music fit you too, John. I think that's your music.
Yeah,
that's kind of my thing.
It was great.
Yeah.
But just the power of AI now. We're not even going to need recording artists anymore pretty soon. Just write me a song about flowers in a desert, and bing, there it is.
Well, I think I cracked the code. You got to pick a catchy chorus. If you write the chorus and let AI do the rest, you might be onto something. You can't just let AI do it all. You can't just say, AI, write a song about donkeys. You got to come up with a cool chorus that you can hear in your head, and then let that fill in the blanks.
So you didn't spoon feed too much of it. You gave it the chorus and just a couple
I wrote John Cawley Died on the Toilet. That's what I wrote.
Okay,
that was the
that's all you gave it, and it did the rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted it to say that in the chorus, like really punchy.
There's 2 options with this AI generator. You can do lyrics mode, or you can do a description mode. And so I just said funny rock song called John Cawley Died on the Toilet. And then it made it up on its own.
Yeah.
It did it all by itself. No kidding. Yeah. See, you got to teach Buddy this because maybe his stuff.
Right. His stuff's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't rhyme. It's just.
That's the whole AI battle. Like, we've done a year's worth of conferences, and it's been talked about at every single one, from disaster relief to music schools to real estate. Everybody is just aware that, AI is not going to take human jobs, but people who know how to run AI will take the jobs for the people who don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of what the metaphor is. It's been everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Might have to play it again later because Damon popped in after.
To be our neighbor.
Oh, Damon's got to hear this. Yes. This is.
Oh yeah, we could play it again after class, and
Yeah, we'll play it
I
again.
may have heard a little snippet of something else that you can share with them as well.
I
caught the tail end of it, guys. So I heard about them sitting on the toilet.
Yeah. What do you think?
Damon.
Yeah, it was catchy.
It's a hit, right?
Right.
Catchy.
Now you got to get a good B side. Yeah.
Right. We'll call it Bud Light.
The
be
B
the
side is
B-side.
John Cawley died on the toilet. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be the B side. So the A side is
Yeah.
here's a food grip or something. I don't know. Eat something good.
I wanted to put something in there about your sweet mustache, but I didn't do it. I just left it alone.
Thank
We
you
just
for that.
we kept it just dying on the toilet.
But the fact that 4, 5, 6 a.m. you still have the synapses firing is pretty amazing. That you can come up with something.
I was laughing so hard I couldn't sleep. That was
Sweet
good.
dreams. Sweet dreams.
Yeah.
So excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I might actually
Yeah.
go somewhere.
I'm saying we should share it around.
I have other ones. 2 other ones.
Yeah, I saw that.
That
Is it anything like John Cawley died on the toilet though?
2 of
Be
them, yeah,
honest.
2 of them are really good.
Okay.
They're really good. We can
All
share them after.
We gotta come up with, like I said, we gotta write our own choruses. We gotta write funny choruses and
Okay.
let it write stuff around it.
So a strong chorus will give enough of backbone to the song that the rest fills in and kind of.
Yeah.
Well, you could change stuff on the fly. If you didn't like one line of a 3-line stanza, you just punch that out and make it say this instead, and
Yeah.
do that.
But it nailed the chorus. It nailed it. It was beautiful. Anyway, sorry, I had to share.
Yeah, it's
Top
beyond
of the show. It's a music show. So
That'll be on the next the new Green Day reunion album.
yeah, really.
Somebody get that to Billy Joe. I'm sure he can't wait to cover that.
I mean, it's like the most generic, 90s, 2000s, post-punk rock song ever, by anybody. But yeah, it was funny.
That is funny.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall when John Young first hears it.
I thought Eric could be on the
kid will do
floor.
the proofing, right? And he'll have the headphones on. He'll just be cracking up, and John will come in like, "What are you laughing at?" It's like you should hear the song they wrote.
I was hoping Buddy would be here, so he'd be like, dude, this is how it's done, man. This is how it's done.
He'll show up and it'll be after we're done recording, obviously. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's got his thing he's doing probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
anyway, I want to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Top show.
So maybe you just recently found a group of 26 DJs in Milwaukee that might want to just get that as a first release with your little party last night.
Yeah, really. Too little too late. It was-
Yeah. Well, you can put any name in it you want, but I mean, that just worked for the rhyme scheme.
Yeah, so I did something really weird the other day. There's a local DJ named Colin. Some people call him Chippy, but his name's Colin. He's one of those DJs that I know he's in my area because I see him on social media. And there's, some Wisconsin DJ groups he's in. I see his stuff. He's a friend of mine. He sees my stuff. I met him one time, like really briefly at Safe House. He came in and said hi, introduced himself. But that was it. I mean, otherwise I don't really know him. So he made a post early Sunday morning that had said that they were doing an event at the Milwaukee Domes. I've told you guys about the Domes before. Those 3 big botanical gardens. It's like 10 minutes from my house. It's not far at all. His assistant got a dead battery there, and they called AAA, and they didn't get a good response. His post was actually about how does AAA work, because I don't understand. We had a dead battery. They didn't show, whatever. I'm like, dude, if you had a dead battery, you should have called me, because I'm 10 minutes away, and I got jumper cables on my car. We got to look out for each other here. They don't have my number. It doesn't know me like that. Like, we need to knock this social media stuff off. I mean, social media is great, but it's no substitute for the other thing, like the human contact part, meeting someone face to face. I was like, we really should get all of these DJs together in the area, all these single ops. There's tons of them out there, and raid a bar some night when there's nothing going on. It's like, yeah, it's a great idea. When should we do it? Like, how about tomorrow at 7? Really? Like, yeah. Why not? If just you and I show up, we're going to get to know each other. If more than 2 people show up, great. But let's put the word out there. So we've picked a bar, and we picked times 7 to 9. We figured DJs aren't doing anything on a Sunday, and we figured that the bars would be dead on Sunday. And I did look to make sure they weren't having karaoke or something, but I did not inform them that I was going to dump 20 people on them on a Monday, and I totally did. It was good. It was really good. We got at least 20 people in last minute, and everybody loved it. Nobody was disappointed. It was really cool. So these things are possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if everyone leaves with a phone number instead of just hey, I'll message you, or, I'll IG you. It's a little more direct connection when you get the people face to face, and you can not take their inventory, but you can see what they're really all about. What their social persona is versus the person they are. Then
Well, exactly. Yeah. This is not the digital representation of yourself. This is you. I think a few people, it took them a minute to just cool out and be themselves, but everybody eventually did. Because I think everybody else they're not used to this. They were still in character. Most everybody who came was much younger than me. And, I've been surviving in this market for most of my life on my network. And over the past few years, I've watched my network dwindle down to a little bit of nothing. People are retiring, getting out of it, doing other stuff. People who I've known for years and years and years. Like, wow, maybe I need to start looking at some of the new crop, because I'm still out here. I still feel like I'm relevant. How can I help these people? How can I get involved? Well, I can't do anything if they don't know me. So let me get everybody together and see how I can help them, see how they can help each other. It was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah. And the photo you posted too, it looked like you really got a cross section of all walks of life in there too, which it's not just all one group of people that play one type of thing. It looked like you had some diversity.
We did. We did. We had men, women. We had a guy from Brazil.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he does a lot of the Switch testing. He was the Switch beta tester, one of 9 in the world. He was there. We had Latino DJs who were doing quinceañeras and whatever. We had everybody. Black people, white people, men, women. Everybody was there. And I would say the ages went anywhere from probably very early 20s all the way up to 60. They were all there. So it was a good cross section. It was a really good cross section. It
is the cross pollination that happens in something like that organically. Is that this one does this one does this? You share some ideas. I don't really play that. What can you tell me about that? I don't understand your lane, or it's like, and share some ideas, best practices. That could be something you could do recurring, I suppose, if you want.
Well, that's the plan. Everyone loved it, and like, when are you doing this again? So I think we're going to, for now, because everyone's so excited about it, I think we're going to do a monthly, because it's kind of the slow season for everybody. So why not? Until things pick up and we're too busy to do it. Not only that, but there were a lot of people who are now saying, oh man, I wish I'd have come. If everybody would have come, we probably would have had 40 people there or more. So do it again, and we'll get even more.
That's it. And plan a place that can accommodate the size of the group that you anticipate. You go into a small place expecting 5 and you show up with 20, you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I bet the bartender was like, what's going on? I didn't get a memo.
Right.
What are you all doing here?
Flash mob.
I kind of had fun with that. Well, I'm thinking to myself, geez, just this poor girl sitting there. She's, well, maybe I'll serve a couple people. This is a very, crap shift I've got here. And I shoved all these people in here. They're ordering, expensive $18 shots of whiskey, and they're all ordering food, and they're all drinking a lot. And yeah, she had a good night. She had a real good night. Everybody tipped well and was taking care of her. So we cleaned up our own messes. So it was all right. But yeah, it was fun to do. And anybody could do it. I mean, really, anybody could do it. You just throw it out there.
I unfortunately don't know any local DJs other than Mikey Mike that comes in here, but he's not really local. He's around 35 miles away.
Sure.
I don't know any DJs between here and Scranton.
Well, we had DJs coming in from Sheboygan, which is probably about an hour drive. We had other DJs who wanted to come in from even further out, but they needed a little more notice to travel that far. And, you know, I was thinking about that too, because Buddy made a comment. Buddy said, you should do one of these a little south of you, north of me. Because, you know, Milwaukee is here and Chicago is here. So somewhere here we could do something. And that could be interesting too, because if Buddy and I were to put something together for closer to where he's at, my angle there could be, hey, do you guys ever get inquiries for Wisconsin? Because that's where I live. And I know Wisconsin. If you ever get an inquiry like that and you don't want to deal with it, throw it to me. I'll take care of it. Or book it and I'll sub it out for you. So I think there are angles to that, even if there aren't a lot of DJs in your area necessarily right where you live. There are cool ways to do this. Like if you went to Scranton and did this, that would be really good. So I don't know. It's just things to think about, you know, if that makes sense to anybody.
Yeah, you always say like people calling up with the DJs to pass a gig on to somebody, or if you can't cover a gig, have somebody fill it for you.
Yes. You have an emergency.
I don't have that. That's one thing I don't have.
You should, Brian. And especially with the type of equipment that you have, there are a lot of people that could use what you've got that would really come in handy for them. Even if it's not your gig, you're the kind of guy who could come in there, you could set it up for them and break it down for them and collect dough. You could do that. I mean, my little catch line that I put all on this was, none of us can do it all, but together we can.
Yeah.
And I believe that's true. Mm-hmm. You know, for anybody to say that they're everything to everyone, they're lying to you.
Or most importantly, like you said, for single ups, because you really got nobody. You only have who you know.
Right.
If you work for a group, like I've fortunately now in the last couple of years, I've been involved with a team. So if something happened, God forbid, and I couldn't show up, there's 5 different phones we can ring that someone could come in and do it, you know?
Sure.
But just to meet people in the area that aren't you and they aren't in your organization. And we said last night too, you know, check the egos at the door, come in, you know, talk honestly. What kind of gigs do you do? What's the expectation of what your setup look like? Are you big production? Are you just like small bars? Have those conversations and be honest. And, you know, maybe there's something you can help each other out with down the road. If it's, you know, someone calls you to say, can you fill in for this last minute? You know, now they get a few phone numbers and not just trying to get somebody on the socials, like you say.
It's a tough one. I mean, I didn't want to come in there with too many rules, but I did kind of have some things that I wanted to do. And I was kind of doing them on the down low. Here, let me just share this picture with you real quick. So that was the group from last night. And you can see it's a real good cross section of everybody and all types of DJs. There's game show people here. There's people here that do big production stuff and do big LED dance floors. There's turntablists. There's silly wedding DJs. There's country line dance people. You name it. It's just a really, really nice cross section of DJs that showed up, and everybody got along. Everybody had fun, and nobody had anything bad to say about it. Some of my guidelines that I threw out there for this, you know, and I didn't like put it out there. I didn't want to make rules, but I'm thinking to myself, I want a quiet place. I don't want a place where we have to scream at each other to communicate. Because I think what a lot of DJs do is say, yeah, we're having a DJ meetup. Let's bring the tunes. And they bring the big speakers out and it becomes a scratch fest and a look at me thing. I didn't want that. I wanted conversations between DJs. You know, walk up to somebody and talk to them. I didn't want any, and I don't know why I wanted to do this. I know why, but I don't know how it was received. I didn't want presentations. I think a lot of people thought there was going to be a presentation, but I didn't want to do that. I felt like the thing to do would be to not occupy everybody's time or monopolize everybody's time with whatever you had to say. I felt like the thing to do would be just to walk up to someone and talk to them and use that time that way instead of using it to self-promote. You know what I mean? And I think it worked well. I think there could be a combination of those things. Like in the future, I think it might be interesting to do like 2 hours dedicated to networking, and then you could have a party afterward, and you can do it however you want.
You've seen those like when they do those speed dating things. You get two at a table for 5 minutes, and then ring the buzzer, and then everybody switches and talk to somebody different. You hit the buzzer again, and you meet everybody. You get a little bit into what everybody's about, and like, okay, I mean, you know, I don't like structure at all. So I like being able to go into anywhere and do things at, you know, at my own speed, at my own pace. There are some people that I'm going to talk to that I may not need to talk to for very long. Okay, I understand what's going on here. Other people I want to talk to, I want to know more. I need to know more. Let's have a dialogue. Let's go deeper. Let's discuss this. So, yeah, I like it not structured in that regard. Some people love structure and I don't. They like to go to a conference and they like to go into these seminar rooms, these 45-minute, 50-minute seminars, 10-minute break, the next 45, 50-minute seminar. I'm just not that dude. I can't sit still. I couldn't do it in school. I can't do it now as an adult. Listen to somebody, you know, just lecture for any amount of time. Even if it's a fascinating subject, I can't do it. Is that weird? I'm watching a movie, I got to eat popcorn. Yeah.
The 3 females that were there, were they all 3 DJs? Or were they couples?
One of them was Scott's wife.
Oh, okay.
One of them, and this is hilarious, and I can't even tell this story on the show. I'll tell you guys after the show. But anyway,
Okay.
her real name, and I've seen her before on social media. Her real name is spelled exactly like my last name. Her first name is spelled like my last name, Red. And then her last name is Leroy. And she has a multi-op out in Waukesha County of all female DJs.
Oh.
And their primary thing is line dancing and country. So they're at all of the country bars doing the line dance thing all the time. Plus they do weddings. So she's out there doing and teaching line dances several nights a week. So that's what she does. And the other girl, I think that she's working with one of the big turntablists in town. Like she's kind of his, or she's kind of, his protege or something. She's working with him. So.
It's like, I know there was only 3, but the ratio there was more females to males than you see in
DJX.
So,
right.
Yeah. You see 1 female to 500 males.
Oh man, Red and I talked for a long time. Red and I are going to be good friends. We think alike. We have a very similar sense of humor. She's cool. Red is super cool, and she invited me down to one of her events on Friday. I don't know if I'll go, but it's hard to get me out of the house.
Good thing her last name wasn't Brian.
Red Brian.
On opposite sides of the same business card. Like
she's like, why couldn't it have been like Amber or Ruby or something? Why did it be a guy's name, Red? That's a guy's name. But no, she was just an amazing person. She's got some great ideas. We know a lot of the same people. Yeah, she was impressive. I like Red a lot. I spent a lot of time talking to her. A couple other guys spent a lot of time talking to as well. But yeah, I mean, it costs nothing to do. And there was nothing in it for me. There was no monetary gain in it for me. I just did it to do it because I like to just do stuff.
And no egos?
No egos.
I think that the egos were there initially, but they faded fast. You know, they show up and they're still plugged in. And you sit there and you listen to them for a while, but then they eventually.
That's good.
But I get it. I mean, they've never done anything like this before. Not in a group. And not many people knew each other. There were groups there that knew each other, but nobody knew everyone there. Nobody who came knew everyone there. I knew, if you count Chippy, I think I knew 2 people, and I had met one other person at one time, but briefly. So briefly, I didn't remember meeting them. I had to really think about it. So it was like a brand new experience for everybody. Everyone was meeting each other pretty much for the first time. And there were people who came in from, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes away who carpooled in together. Like, oh, we're going to come in together. And they met us all for the first time. So it was cool. But I think it's going to be easier next time because everybody kind of knows each other. So there's going to be less of that ice breaking and more of that just kind of jumping right into it. And talking about what's up, what you got going on.
And if each one brings a friend or two, like you have to come to this thing, now you exponentially grow. Now you go from 20 to 60 people. Like, I brought 2 people. I brought some, and you get more people and the network grows. And like I say, then you can start reaching out into different areas. It was good to get the cross section that you did initially to see if it was manageable. It's manageable with 20. Now you might have to pick one of them to be your helper for when you get to 40 and 60, because that's a lot to wrangle in a room full of people.
It is a lot to wrangle. And to your point, John, that's why I feel like that this was a really good sized crowd, especially for a first one out.
It was perfect, It was spontaneous, Brian. And to get that kind of reaction for that just to 24, there wasn't even 24-hour notice, really, when you did it, right?
Well, the concept was probably, I don't know, let's see, what time did I drop Blanca off? 1 o'clock? And I got home.
Okay,
and,
So it was
a little more than 24 hours when I got the video up. I got the video up probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And
what a great response. Great response, It
was fun.
I think it's great. Yeah.
But anybody could do this. Anyone could do it. And they're looking at me like, I just invented something. No, this is not anything that is like a thing that only I could pull off. I think anyone could do this.
Sure.
If they think about, what they want to achieve with it. And I don't know, just put it out there.
Plus, she came in genuine. It wasn't like there's a buy-in. It wasn't like buy a ticket to this thing. It's like, no. This is completely just voluntary. If you want to come.
We all know each other. I mean, from social media, let's just do this. And it was as simple as posting it. And people just go, hey, I want to do this. And I know there'll be more next time. A lot of people who I know wanted to come and couldn't come for one reason or another. Obligations, kids, whatever, but they're going to make it a point to come next time. And next time, it won't be 24 hours notice. So it won't be as bang zoom as this one was, but it'll still be.
Well, John Cawley was going to be there, but he died on the toilet.
Sadly,
he would have been there. Yeah,
I know he would have been there.
Bang zoom. But I mean, that's sometimes the first one, you don't give them too much time to think about it. You just drop it in their lap and like, it's tomorrow. Not. And
it had to be that way.
It had to be almost reflexive for them to say, yeah, I'm going. Even if it's 45 minutes away, that's a commitment that they made. Like,
it is.
We're doing this. So
most of us are here in the city, but not all. So it's good for most of us, but not good for everybody.
Are you going to spring it on the location beforehand? Like, are you going to let the location know?
Not always. I didn't this time, and it was fine. Red and a couple others really wanted to do a cigar bar next time. And there's one over kind of by, and Brian don't know what I'm talking about, over by where 219 was. There's one over there.
Okay.
And there was another guy there, Aaron, who said that he knew the owner and he could make it kind of happen for us where we had our own section and all that stuff. But yeah, the important thing for me is just let's be able to hear ourselves to talk. If you want to have a big party afterwards, after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever, go ahead. I may stick around, I may not, but I'm there for the social stuff. Like, I don't drink, I don't dance, I'm not trying to hook up. So what am I doing there? If I can't hear you, I might as well go home.
No one wants to scream over the loudness of the music to try to have a conversation. It's better, like you said, in a quieter place, quieter setting. That's proper. So
I think so. For free form social networking at your pace, which is what I dig. Because Take a guy like Chippy. He's so nice, but I need one-on-one with Chippy. I know this about this guy because he's easy to talk over. And if you're in a room, we didn't get to talk. Chippy and I are getting together tomorrow for lunch.
No, that's good.
Because we didn't even get to talk, but we're happy that we didn't get to talk because there were so many other people there. But we're actually gonna take the time to go have lunch and talk and share some ideas and figure out how we can help each other out. So
Great. Nice.
But I stood up and I introduced, well, they knew who I was, but I just said, hey, look, I'm going to give you my phone number. Put it in your phone and text me who you are, and I'll add you to my contacts. And you'll have me in your phone. So if you ever need anything, I'm here to help. That was my introduction. That was it. I didn't say anything else. But and somebody said, wow, you should have brought a microphone. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't bring a microphone. That's the last thing I need is to get hold of a microphone. No one's going to be able to talk but them. So I don't want that. Not this one. But yeah, we'll mix it up. I mean, I think it would be interesting if we tried different bars, make it kind of a pub crawl of Milwaukee. You know, just kind of some fun spots. Maybe we'll do wiggle room some night. Maybe I'll go in there and say, look, Chris, I'll bring you 30 people, but you got to keep the volume down. If you can keep the volume down, I'll bring you 30 between 7 and 9. Crank it up after 9. If you can do that, I'll bring you a crowd on a Monday. And Chris will be like,
they'll love that. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I got a pre-plan for that, Brian. I mean, you know, but I knew this place was going to be quiet and dead, and they had food, so that's why we went there. The place like Wiggle Room, I don't know, maybe we order pizzas. Bring them in. I don't know. But yeah, it's an idea. I don't know.
Well, it's a lot of potential there, a lot of potential, and it's only going to grow. So. Especially,
unfortunately, the older we get, we need to just stop just talking to each other all the time and spread out a little bit, talk to others. I think it's very important. Very important.
Talk to the idea that you had it at a business, like an establishment, rather than at, you know, hey, let's get together at so-and-so's house or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a house party. You're bringing business into it first. So that, I like that. That's cool.
We're bringing the business, and it's not costing us a dime except F&B, food and beverage. They're making money. We got a place to be. They had nothing else going on otherwise. So many people want to do these DJ meetups and somehow figure out how to get money out of people for them, to pay for a venue, to pay for a hall, to pay for this, or to pay for that. What do you need? You need people. That's all you need. That's it. You can do it in a cemetery. You don't need to pay for this stuff. You can. You could do it in a damn. I should do that. I should prove that you can have a DJ meet in a cemetery. Should be something I do this summer.
Well, you get all the goblins to turn up. Yeah.
They would run after me with shovels at the end of the night. Okay.
Bring a powered speaker in the cemetery.
Don't let him get away. Don't let him go.
Well,
props to you, and kudos for pulling it off, and as smooth as it went. I mean, that's great advice for anyone else on any other region of the country that wants to do this. You kind of shine a little bit of light on what's possible. So that's where you take it from here. That's
well, I didn't do it alone. I didn't do it alone. Chippy was in there. I mean, Colin was in there, you know, sharing it around, and the people, everybody who came made it happen. You know, it wasn't me. It was just an idea I had, but ultimately, we all collectively made it happen. It couldn't have happened without everybody. And
of course, yeah.
But again, like I said, if it would have been 3-4 people that came, that would have been fine too, because I'd been able to sit down and meet a couple people that I'd never met before, and find out who they were, and have a longer conversation with them than I would have otherwise. So all good, and yeah. I encourage anyone to do it. And if you ever have any questions or whatever, hit me up on social media about this. I'll throw you some ideas. You know, they're just ideas, so you can take them or leave them. But I do have some ideas on how this stuff can work, and I think I've proven my flex on the success here.
Absolutely,
big strong man. Well, let's put a fork in it. Maybe just short one tonight. That'd be fine, right?
Oh, Eric's got the fork.
Eric's got the fork.
I have to go back being dead again. So just nice seeing you guys. Thanks for bringing me back.
Well, we're glad you're not dead on the toilet.
Thanks. That's excellent.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
That's always a good thing.
Sorry.
We're gonna kill this, and Matt's gonna play some songs for us that he put together.
But none of this would be possible without
DJ
event, yeah.
Sponsor. So check out DJ Event Planner in the description of this video in YouTube, and our other channel sponsors are there as well. Thank you, DJ Event Planner. We'll see you next time. Oh, what?
Also, my beard looks pretty good in this light.
It really does.
We're gonna write an AI song about you now, Brian.
You almost look kind of graffiti-ish tonight.
Not sponsored, but
we'll have to do an AI song about that beard.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, Brian's beard.
Yeah.
Brian's beard
on the next episode.
Yeah, tune in for some more AI craziness. Thank you.
Stop. Let's get out of here, Brian.
Yeah.